Hey, I'm Joe Bob Briggs, drive-in movie critic of Grapevine, Texas, and we're about to descend into the bizarre world of the legendary Ray Dennis Steckler, who never spent more than $38,000 on a movie. Big Ray once said that two of his favorite filmmakers were Ed Wood Jr. In fact, he may be the only director I've ever heard of who actually admires Ed Wood Jr. as an artist, and his second idol was Michelangelo Antonioni. Now, you're thinking, how would it be possible to combine the styles of Ed Wood and Antonioni in a single movie that cost $500 to make? The answer? The Chooper, the movie we're about to watch. Now, I use the original title, The Chooper, not The Chopper, as it's listed in some film guides, and not the later retitle of Bloodshack, because what we're trying to do is get as close to the essence of the artist's original intention as possible. Now, he called it the Chooper. So, what is a Chooper? Well, unfortunately, Ray has never told us exactly where he got the name, or if he did, I haven't heard the story. But it kind of reminds me of the Chupacabra. Remember that goat demon thing that was spooking all the Cubans in Miami a few years back? But we know from the movie that the Chooper is an ancient Indian vengeance-seeking demon god that dwells somewhere in the Mojave Desert, where a young Indian boy was once accidentally killed by a nervous homesteader. The house is now 150 years old and still standing, just waiting for a low-budget filmmaker to come along, and everybody who enters therein ends up as a piece of beef jerky, hacked to death with the Chooper's weapon of choice, which seems to be an extremely nasty machete, although I'm not entirely sure about that. I want you to know that we've restored the Chooper with great loving care. We're presenting it in both versions because this movie is perhaps the only film in history that has a director's cut that's 20 minutes shorter than the theatrical version. Steckler had conceived it as a 1-hour horror film, but the distributor said he had to have at least 70 minutes of footage for them to handle it. So Ray's brilliant idea, and here's the Antonioni influence at work, I think. His idea was, okay, let's have all the characters in the movie go to the rodeo. Now, as we all know, extended rodeo footage in a horror film only serves to heighten the awareness of just how surreal this wacky world we live in can be. Now, for those of you who are already Ray Dennis Steckler fans, you know that the Chooper came toward the end of his active career. And, well, I mean, he's still active. He'll always be active, but the market for these ultra-low budgets dried up in the 1970s. So this was one of his last movies that had theatrical distribution, came out in 1971, and it was filmed under one of his pseudonyms, Wolfgang Schmidt. See, he was going for that European thing. He wanted that European feel. And it stars his ex-wife as herself, Carolyn Brandt, as a burned-out horror movie queen who inherits a big desert ranch and decides to go there because, well, it's hard to know exactly why she goes there because the place looks like the end of the earth. It's windy and dusty and bleak and there's nothing there. But Steckler had actually broken up with Carolyn at this point and had recently moved to Las Vegas. So you could call this his wistful melancholy film. Doesn't have the mad, manic energy of such Steckler classics as The Thrill Killers and Rat Finka Boo Boo, not to mention his most famous movie of all, The Incredibly Strange Creatures That Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies. I'm becoming wistful myself just thinking about the incredibly strange creatures that stopped living and became mixed up zombies. Okay, well, I'll be there to guide you through the cinematic subtleties of this underrated Steckler classic, but let's take a look at those official drive-in totals before we get started. We have 6 dead bodies, spike plunging, corpse robbing, constable slicing, multiple dead Indian spirit ninja attacks, 2 fistfights, 3 original songs, including the immortal I'm the Chooper Man, sung by Steckler regular Ron Haydock, who also plays the character of Tim, gratuitous musical chairs with only 1 chair. Now that's a low-budget movie. Gratuitous steer wrestling, gratuitous pony rides, 2x4 foo, nepotism foo, 3 members of Ray's family in the cast, and it's not a big cast. Drive-In Academy Award nominations for Jason Wayne as Daniel, the shirtless geek redneck who takes care of the bloody bodies he finds in the Chooper Shack. Laurel Spring as the first to die for having the name Laurel Spring. Carolyn Brandt for being the only woman who wears white Nancy Sinatra go-go boots in the desert and gets away with it. Ron Haydock for being the last actor in history to look good in a pork pie hat. And Ray Dennis Steckler for doing things the drive-in way. Let us be reverent as we encounter the Chooper.
There is a legend about this valley, a tale carried across the winds of time, a legend strange and sinister, the legend of the Chooper.
Where we're gonna stay tonight?
I don't know. Me neither. I heard it's supposed to be haunted.
There's a legend behind it.
What kind of ghost would haunt a place like this? It's a dump. I don't know.
It's an old Indian ghost. It's gonna come out at night and it's gonna get you.
Kills people?
Eats them alive.
And you want us to stay here tonight?
Sure.
You get ate up and killed?
Sure.
No,
Hey,
forget it.
wait, man. It's a challenge, man. It comes out to get us and we get it. Come on.
No, not me.
But you drove all the way up here to see it. You want to stay here tonight, you said.
No, not me.
You guys are nothing but chickens.
We just got more sense, that's all. Here's your sleeping bag, honey. Have a lot of fun. See you later, then.
What are you doing here? This is private property. Now get out!
Hey, man. I'm gonna spend the night here.
That's what you think.
That's right, mister. I heard about your ghost and how it kills people. Well, I ain't a chicken, not like my friends. I dare it to come get me.
Well, maybe they're smart. Now, maybe you just better get out of here, too.
No way, baby. Look, I got money, okay?
I can't take your money. I'm the foreman here, and this is private property, and I got a responsibility to the Craigs.
Oh, man, Craig's been dead for over a year. How much?
I can't take that money, besides Mr. Craig's niece is coming out here to take over tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, baby. What about tonight?
You're dead set on staying, aren't you?
That's right.
Even if that thing does get you.
That's right.
Go ahead and stay, but if the trooper comes to get you, well, you just deserve it. But I warn you, the trooper will get you, and I know it.
Yeah, well, we'll see, okay? Ghosts. Nobody's gonna stay here with me. I'll stay here myself. Daniel? Daniel, are you trying to scare me? Daniel? Who's there?
told you the trooper would get you, but you wouldn't listen. No! I sure am glad that Trooper couldn't use this money, because I sure can. And doesn't look like you're going to be able to use it either. But I warned you. I told you that Trooper would get you. This is exactly what you deserve. What's up?
Can we play here today?
Well, you know you can play anywhere you want to around here.
Except that old house. How come you never let us play in that old house, Daniel?
I told you kids before, stay away from that old house. Bad things happen in there. So y'all stay away, here?
What kind of bad things?
People get hurt real bad. So y'all stay away from there. I can't let you play around here anymore. Promise?
We promise.
Okay.
Come on, Barbara, let's go play over there. I think we should play musical chairs. We can. You need 3 people. Well, we can just hum and sit down. It won't work. How about sit down in the chair and musical Ladder and go over and sit in the chair. How do you play that game? Well, all you do is just go around the chair and sit down. And the first one to sit down wins. I sat down, I won. No, you have to go around and hum. I won. I won. Margie. I think this is where Daniel washes his clothes in. I doubt it.
I told you kids to stay away from this house. Now, that was your mother on the phone, and she wants you home now. Come on, get going. If you want to play around here anymore, stay away from this house.
I think Daniel's mad.
Foster. He's been around a long time. Got a place up near the mountains here. Hey, Tim, fixed to go to the rodeo tomorrow?
You're old man Craig's niece, aren't you?
Yeah, this is Carol, Tim Foster.
I want to buy your ranch.
I just got here. I don't intend to sell it. It's been in the family for a long time.
You've got a lot of good property out here. I can use it. I want to buy your ranch.
Didn't you hear her? She said she didn't want to sell it.
That's right, Tim. I'm sorry.
I want to fix up this place. Fix up the ranch house. Tear down that old water tower. It's about to fall down on somebody anyway. Get rid of that old house.
That's a historical monument. It's been there for over 150 years.
You know the only history that place has got is about 150 years history of death in it. You know that.
The CHOOPER legend? The one my uncle mentioned a few times? I don't know very much about it.
You don't know that people have been dying in that place for 150 years from then to today. You don't know that. They're still getting knocked off in there. Everybody in this area can be a lot better off once we get rid of that house. I want to buy your ranch.
I don't intend to sell. Thank you for stopping by.
Well, this isn't your final decision, right? I mean, you can't have made up your mind so soon, right? Right? I mean, you just came back from, wherever you come from. You want to get a little lay of the land here, right? We'll talk about it, okay?
If you want to stop by sometime, stop by.
Tough luck, old buddy. Hey, Tim, when you come, I'll make you some Texas-sized biscuits you like so much.
Right. I love it. Okay, we'll do that later. Okay?
This here's the guest room, Miss Carol. I reckon you won't be staying here.
Going?
I'm gonna take the trash down here a ways. Be back in a minute.
not exactly Amityville, is it?
Hi, where's Daniel?
He'll be back in a little while. Who are you?
I'm Margie. She's Barbara. Daniel lets us play here. Can we play here today?
Sure, go ahead.
Can we play in the old house?
Why not?
Daniel says bad things happen in it.
Go ahead. It's just an old house.
It's creepy in here. Do you think the trooper would get us? No. Well, do you think we should go in? Yeah. Well, remember the story that Daniel told me? He said the troopers ate a little girl and a little boy, and he was trying to find more kids, and he found 2 kids in the creepy house, and he ate them all up, and he said if we go in here, the trooper would eat us all up, so we better be careful in there. You're silly. Come on. It's spooky in here. Hey, the trooper sleeps.
After I unpacked my things, I showered. Then Daniel took me for a walk around the ranch. Daniel told me the reason Tim Foster wanted the ranch so badly was that he felt it belonged to him. You see, back over 100 years ago, this property was split up. About half of it was owned by my great-grandfather Silas. The other half belonged to Tim's great-grandfather Jedediah. One night, they both got into a poker game and put up the ranches as stakes. Well, my grandfather won, but Jedediah claimed Silas cheated him, so that called for a showdown. The next day, there they were out in the streets of town having a standoff. At noontime, they faced each other, and a moment later, Jedediah was dead. My great-grandfather Silas always had been a better shot, particularly at close distances. The shootout was fair enough, but ever since Daniel can remember, he said Tim Foster had a grudge. Tim believed the deck of cards had been stacked against Jedediah, and that all this property rightfully belonged to the Fosters, not the Craigs. Daniel said there had been bad blood between the Craigs and the Fosters for a long time. I couldn't sleep that night. I tossed and turned and even tried reading a book, but all to no avail. I felt strange. I didn't feel like myself at all. I felt as if somehow the old house on the grounds was beckoning to me, whispering to me across the darkling hours of the evening, luring me towards it, luring me into the unknown.
doing here? No, can't tell when that old chipper might be around. Well, I think you better go to bed.
This was the day the rodeo hit our area. There would be traveling pros, local pros, and local amateurs, all appearing in it. It was to last a week, moving to different areas in the county so that everyone would get a chance to join in the festivities. In the meantime, I called up Mrs. Potts and asked her if she would show me around, and then we could take the kids on a little shopping spree before we went to the rodeo.
Shopping with Mrs. Potts and the kids.
Hey, hey.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey.
Hi. I'm looking for my wife.
Your wife? The only woman around here is Miss Carol, and she just went into town.
My wife Connie came here the other night with a couple of friends of hers to stay at the old house.
Ain't nobody here.
I know she's here. A couple of friends told me so.
Look, there's nobody here, and I'm busy, and I get.
I've got to find her. I know she's here. We got in a fight. I'm gonna go look at the old house anyways.
You stay away from that old house.
I'm gonna go look at the old house anyways.
Stay out of there, you hear me? Stay out of there! The chooper will get you.
I gotta find her, man.
There ain't nothing but bad business out there, so you stay away from there.
I've gotta find her.
Stay away, you hear me? Stay away! The chooper will get you.
Connie? It's me, Charlie. Connie? Connie?
Oh my God! I warned you! I told you the trooper would get you! Look what! Oh my God! I warned you. Nobody listens to me. I told you that trooper would get you, and sure enough he did.
We arrived at the rodeo, and guess who was there? Tim never missed a chance to try and talk me into selling. It seemed more an obsession than a business deal he was trying to propose. Anyway, I told him that I wished he would try to forget about the ranch. And he seemed uptight. I wondered what really was ticking in his head behind those weird sunglasses. The next day I got a call from Margie and Barbara telling me to come over to their ranch and spend the day with them. It seems their father just bought them a pony. I thought I'd walk over rather than wait for Daniel to return from town.
Miss Brant?
Yes?
Yeah. I'm the local constable. I was just on my way up to see you.
Well, is there something wrong?
Well, I'm checking most of the ranches around. I'm looking for a couple of kids. Connie and Charlie Forsythe. Local kids. They turned up missing, and, well, nobody can find them.
Well, they're not at my ranch, Sheriff. The only ones there are Daniel and myself. In fact, Daniel says that except for the Potts kids, nobody ever comes over there.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll tell you, it's all the same to you, Miss Brown. I'd like to check out that old house. A lot of strange stories connected with that old place. Clear back when I was a kid. Hell, even before that, when my dad was a kid. He used to tell me all kinds of stories about that place.
Well, go right ahead. I'm sure you won't find anything. I'll be at the Potts house if you need me.
All righty. Thank you.
It seems strange to have John Law checking on my ranch. 2 missing kids. Son of a gun, there was a boy at the ranch yesterday when I left to go shopping. But then the constable did say 2 kids. I'll check with him later. Peanuts. That's what they named the pony. She was just about the prettiest thing you ever saw. If ever you wanted to see 2 happy kids, this was it. Sugar Plum, their adopted puppy, seemed to like her new friend. Margie took to riding her immediately. The kids really knew how to enjoy life out here in the desert. No smog, just fresh air. Mr. Potts came out to say hello. He said his daughters really dug me, and I dug them. He told me that I was welcome any time, just to drop by.
They're never gonna knock you down. They'll never knock you down. That's okay, Trooper. You keep knocking them off, I'll keep burying them. They're not gonna tear this old house down. They gotta find the bodies first. They'll never find the bodies where I put them. So you just kill all you want, and I'll keep burying them. But they'll never knock this whole house down.
As the days wore on and I became more accustomed to life at the ranch, I couldn't help feeling there was something troubling Daniel. But then again, maybe it was only the same thing that was bothering me. Tim Foster. Tim kept coming around, but unfortunately not the way I might have preferred it. All he ever seemed to have on his mind when he came to see me was the ranch. And if anything, he seemed only to be getting more adamant about it all the time. The ranch, the ranch. The ranch, I want your ranch, Carol. It's all I heard from him. It's all we ever talked about, time and time again. If it weren't for Margie and Barbara being around, I don't know what I'd have done. They helped lessen the pressure I was under. Tim Foster was right, though, when he said I owned a lot of good property. For one thing, it was the biggest spread around. Daniel said I had over 10,000 acres that were situated directly over an underground lake. Drilled down a couple 100 feet, and there was enough water to irrigate not only all of my own property, but about half the rest of the state as well. Beside that, it was artesian water filtered through limestone. So I not only owned very good property and excellent artesian water, but Daniel said I also had the water rights to the whole area. And out here, that means just about everything.
Let me shovel a while, Barbara. Wait a second after I try to smear the dirt out. Okay, here you go, Margie. Thank you. And do it like I promised.
Look, Carol, there's nothing but wind and desert out here. You own 10,000 miles of wind and desert. Who in their right mind wants to own nothing but 10,000 miles of wind and desert? Desert, girl, that's all you got.
Desert, my foot. Daniel told me about the lake that's under here and the water rights that I own to it.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Well, wait a minute. We can forget about that for a second. There must be 10,000 other reasons you don't want this ranch. Look at that corral. Look at the corral. There ain't a horse in the corral. And even if you did put horses in that corral, they just die out there. You know that. It's too hot. You can't keep horses out there.
I'm not going to sell the ranch.
Look, that water tower, you're going to walk under it someday and it's just going to fall down on you, hit you on the head, splatter you all over, you're going to die. You want that to happen? Sell me the ranch. I want the ranch, Carol.
Is that a threat about the water
It's
tower?
no threat. I just want to buy the ranch. Come on. I'm serious.
Forget it.
Look, you want them?
Oh, come on and stop it.
Go pick your garbage, buddy. It's all good.
Break it up.
Margie, we don't want to get sand on your sneakers, so move a little bit.
Stop it. Daniel. Daniel, come on, stop it. Come on, please.
You! Listen to garbage, man.
Recognize this well. Doesn't think we're just sticky.
Stop it! Come on now.
Oh, garbage, buddy. Get out there and dump your garbage.
Stop. Daniel, stop. That's enough. I said stop it, I mean stop it. Now get. Just get out of here. Go on, get out of here! Damn it, get out!
My hat.
Carol. Come here. Carol.
Just get off the ranch.
You're gonna sell. You're gonna sell, baby.
I don't want to see you again. Just get away.
The next day, in order to forget the terrible scene with Tim Foster, I took the kids down to the county line to see the rodeo again. All I wanted to do was to forget Mr. Foster. Somehow that man didn't seem to belong with everyone else I'd come to meet. As we were leaving the rodeo, Tim came by with a half-hearted attempt to apologize. I just said the whole scene was too heavy and I just wanted to pass.
nothing, Chooper. That's not the Chooper. He's not 150 years old. That's Tim Foster. He's just trying to scare you off your ranch. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. Don't ever go in that old house, or the Chooper will get you.
Tim is dead. Daniel's dead. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'll just worry about it tomorrow. If tomorrow ever comes.